Hi everyone! Today is the finale of my Halloween series 2025. This is week 5. Today I'm going to be making rat soup. I have a special guest today. Some of the people that have been following my past Halloween series recognizes Edgar. Edgar hasn't been here this season because, as you can see, he's got a ball and chain. He got himself in a little bit of trouble and he's on house arrest. So what all goes into rat soup? 1 pound ground turkey, beef, or pork. I have 3 pounds here. I may use 1.5 pounds because I want to show you 2 different ways to make the rats. 2 tablespoons of breadcrumbs, 2 tablespoons milk, 1 large egg, 1 teaspoon garlic powder, 1 teaspoon kosher salt, 1 teaspoon cumin, 1 teaspoon chili powder, 1/4 teaspoon black pepper, and 3 tablespoons cilantro chopped, and 1 small red onion cut into rings. Also, this is optional, black sesame seeds for the eyes and the nose. That's what we need to make the rats. For the soup base, 1 tablespoon olive oil, 1 medium yellow onion diced, 1 cup carrots sliced, I got the already sliced ones, 1 cup celery sliced, 2 cloves garlic minced, I've got the already minced kind, 8 ounces of tomato sauce with garlic, 6 cups chicken broth, 1 tablespoon cumin, 1 tablespoon chili powder, 1 teaspoon Mexican oregano, 1.5 cups of yellow potatoes diced, about 2 medium, 1 cup zucchini chopped. My store was out of zucchini, so I'm just opting for the frozen, and I'll put it in later because it won't take as long to cook. 1/4 cup cilantro chopped. I hope I have enough cilantro. Salt and pepper to taste. So let's begin. Okay, you're gonna have to wish me luck on this. Now the 2 ways to make the rats. I have a little rat mold here. They're pretty tiny. They're more or less made for chocolate. They do make a silicone one. Michael's used to carry it, but I can't find one anywhere. So I'm gonna try this. However, the recipe calls for making your own. So I'm going to do a little bit of each and see which one turns out better to suggest that which one you should do. So take a large bowl, and I've got Edgar on one side of me and Buddy on the other. So I'm kind of stuck. Don't have much room to move around with. That's what happens when you have kids, right? Put your 1 pound of ground meat, whatever it's going to be, turkey, pork, or beef, in a large bowl, and then add your 1 egg. And then we're going to have the 2 tablespoons of breadcrumbs. I'm using panko, 2 tablespoons of milk, teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of kosher salt, 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of chili powder, 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, and 3 tablespoons of cilantro chopped. I ended up with 2 tablespoons because I had to have some for the soup as well. So 2 tablespoons of chopped cilantro. And then mix that all together until just combined. You can use a spoon if you would like. I'm going to use my clean hands. I did remove my jewelry. And I'll get that all mixed up and I'll be right back. So the first thing we're going to do is try the mold method. And I'm not sure the onions are going to be thin enough. So we're going to try to put them in here like this without breaking them, and that's not going to work. So we're just going to do it all with the burger. Hope that the tail comes out along with the others. We may end up just making him a tail with the onions after he comes out of the freezer. I'll do a couple of them this way, that, and then the rest I'll use the onions, because that's what it calls for, is the onions. And I'll finish that and I'll be right back. So I've got 6 of these rats here shoved in the mold. I only did 2 with tails. I'm thinking they're not going to come out very well anyway. These other 4, I'll try to do a tail with the onions. We need to put these in the freezer for 10 to 15 minutes. While they are freezing, we'll make the other kind. So for the other way, you want to take a small cookie scoop. If it's too loose, just add more panko. But I'm going to put it in there, and we're going to make a ball out of it. And we're going to, these are just meatballs, by the way. So we want a fat body and a small little head, like that. This is actually might be a lot easier than the other ones. I'm glad I decided to try these. Then you want to take your onion slice. So stick an onion slice in there for a tail. Optional. Oh, you need to make his ears. So we're going to use little scoopies up here to make his ears. I think if you just use your hand, it'd be easier. There's his ears. And this is optional, to make his eyes and his nose with black sesame seeds. They're so hard to handle. I don't know how well that's going to work. There's 1. There's 2. And he looks cross-eyed. And I dropped his nose. And there's his nose. You get a close-up of it. I don't know how much he looks like a rat, but he's kind of cute. So I'll finish those up and then I'll be back. All right, aren't these cute? I got actually 11 of these made, and then I got 6 of the other ones that I froze. Preheat your oven to 350 and bake these for 10 minutes. So the ones that came out of the freezer, this one, his tail stayed attached, but you have all this extra stuff too that went outside of the mold. This one, his tail fell apart, but I'm going to try to leave it like that. Maybe it'll work. So with the other ones, if they're not too frozen, I will stick. And these look like they're a little bit smaller than the other ones, so they get smaller tails. And they're thawing out a little bit. They never did freeze fully hard. They froze, but not hard. That we're able to maneuver this a little bit. And with these ones, you can put the eyes. These ones have little ears, so I'm not going to worry about the ears. And they got places where you can put the nose, but the sesame seeds are so hard to deal with. You'll know what they look like because of the tails, hopefully. Or they'll look like a glob of meat with onion pieces sticking out of them. Either way, it's a fun project. Great for the finale for the Halloween series. So we'll put these on a baking sheet lined with parchment paper, and we'll stick them in the oven for about 10 minutes, same as the other one. So after about 25, 27 minutes, they are done. They need to be 160 internal temperature. We'll let them cool a little bit, and then when they're ready, we'll put them in the soup. I never did tell you what Edgar did to go to jail. Rat killing. Take a large saucepan or a Dutch oven, add your 1 tablespoon of olive oil, saute your celery, your carrots, and your onions until the onions are translucent. Then add your garlic until fragrant, about 1 minute. Then add your 8 ounces of tomato sauce with garlic, the 6 cups of chicken broth or chicken stock, your 1 tablespoon of cumin, 1 tablespoon of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of Mexican oregano, salt and pepper to taste. Gonna give that a stir, get it all mixed in there. Then add your 1½ cups of diced potatoes. And the recipe says you're to add the zucchini now too, but since it was frozen, I'm going to add them when I add the meatballs. So cook this for 15 to 20 minutes or until the potatoes are done. So after 25 minutes, reduce your heat and then add your little rats. I only am putting half of them in here because I did make a double batch. I'll use the other ones in another recipe. And then since my zucchini was frozen, I'm going to add them now. And then just continue cooking these until everything's heated through. So here is the rat soup. Let's see what Dave thinks.
Just is that what's in here?
Yes, that's rat soup.
Oh, and that one's for Edgar?
Yeah, he didn't want any soup.
Okay.
He killed that one. If you can look, there's a little bit of blood on his. Happy Halloween.
You too. Well, I see the tail on mine. Oh, it's good.
Who would have thought you'd liked rats?
I know. Is that beef or is that deer or zebra?
That's just beef.
Okay.
No, actually, it was rat.
How long is it until Halloween? Actually, though, this is very good.
Recipe deals for easy meals. Please like, subscribe, and share. This is Cooking with Sherry. Until we meet again.